Many of you guys know that I do a lot of traveling back and forth between Utah and California when I'm heading out to my off-grid cabin. And I do have a battery system out there, but I've added a lot of things like an ice maker. I've got Starlink satellite dish, and those things are drawing a lot of power, so I no longer have enough power at my cabin to run everything that I've got out there, you know, with the fridge, lights, and whatnot. So I've been bringing auxiliary power with me in the form of a portable power bank. And so when I found out about this new BLUETTI DC to DC Charger 1 product, I was excited to check this out and get it installed in my truck. So let's open this up and we'll take a look at what comes in the package. So here we've got the DC to DC unit here. And this allows you to connect input directly from the battery of your vehicle, and it doesn't draw off the battery, it draws off the alternator. And then you can output to a connector that you can use to connect up to your battery bank, and it'll keep it charged while you're driving. So let's take a look at the cable kit here. So these two products are sold separately or in a kit. I happen to have the kit here, so with the kit you not only get the charger, but you get the cable, and this cable is long enough to connect up to your battery in your vehicle and then stream down the side and go into the trunk, your truck bed, or your back seat. So you've got plenty of room to work with. Alright, if we take a closer look at the BLUETTI Charger 1 unit, you can see here that this is where your input cables come from the alternator battery setup, and it's clearly marked negative and positive. And if we open up this, you can look inside and see that that is where you're going to loosen and tighten the screws that come down and clamp the cable into place. And that's done with the included Allen wrench. And we've got the same thing on the other side for the output, positive and negative, clearly marked. And you've got your access to the screws that clamp down the cable. So let's go ahead and get those cables installed, and we'll take it from there. Alright, so if we take a look at these output cables, you can see that they've got these nice ferrules on the end here, and that keeps the wires from fraying. You can see how the wires are surrounded on the inside, so that's going to make a really nice contact. And I've already connected my charger cable up to the cable that comes with the BLUETTI, so we're good to go on the output side. So let me go ahead and get the input attached as well, and then we'll come right back. Okay, I've got both of my cables installed on the input and the output, so we're ready to hook this up. Okay, these newer vehicles, there's not a whole lot of room under the hood, but one thing, if you've got a vehicle that comes in both a standard and an automatic model, they're going to have one of these plates right here, and that is where your clutch would come through. So there is a hole in the firewall right behind that plate, and it's about the size of a silver dollar. So if you drill a hole right through the center of that plate, you can easily get through your firewall and feed your cables. And you can see there in the center of the screen where that silver dollar sized hole comes through the firewall. Okay, you want to make sure that you're going to drill a hole that is large enough for this to fit through. So for me, that is going to be 3/4 of an inch, and that's going to be a good tight fit, which is what you want. Okay, so I've got my hole drilled right here, and we can see where it comes through right there. So that's where I need to feed my cables through. Just to keep this from getting caught up and frayed, I'm going to wrap some electrical tape around that to make it easier for this to go through the hole. Alright, so you can see here where I've come through, and now I just pull that out and I'm right here at my battery. Alright, I've got my positive cable connected, my negative cable connected, and you can see from here that that is a really good tight fit through the firewall. That's exactly what you want. Alright, so right now I've just got this cable run underneath my carpet and alongside my door jamb and into the back. This is the area right here where I'm going to keep the charger, and I'll store my battery pack back here as well. It's a nice area, and then I'll just keep it charged. Okay, now that everything's connected up to the battery, according to the instructions, this is when I should open up my, or close my circuit breaker so that it provides power to the unit. And we can see the flashing green light there, so we know that I've got power to the unit. So let me go ahead and start my vehicle. Okay, once you've downloaded and installed the app, logged in, and grabbed your unit, and you grab it by scanning the QR code right here. It shows it, then you just select it. Now it shows that by default I've got 14.5 volts coming in from my truck charging system. It's got 27 volts out. So if I want to change that, I would go to the charging voltage, make sure that it's disconnected from the unit, which it is. Say I've disconnected, next, and I can select a model. If I'm charging a BLUETTI device, all of the BLUETTI devices are available, and you can just choose them and it'll automatically set it up to the parameters that match that model. But if you're using a non-BLUETTI device, like I've got a DIY setup here, I can go into custom, accept, and I can change the voltage here. Let's just put it at 14 volts for now. Looks like it needs to be between 15 is the lowest, so I'll set it up at 15 volts. Next. Okay, and I need to wait 90 seconds before connecting to the power station to avoid any damage. Once it counts down, it'll enable the done button, and you can click done and then connect up your setup. Okay, it's counting down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0 seconds. So now it enables the done button. So I'll click that. And now it is charging at 15 volts. Let's reset that. So let me go ahead and connect up my charger. Once you've added your system, it'll show up here. You can select it. And it'll connect and it'll give you the information. And right now at 15 volts I'm getting about 82 watts. So let me change that voltage. We'll raise that up. I know that my input on my unit will take up to 45 volts. So let me set it to 45 volts and we'll check out how many watts are going into the battery box. Okay, so when I had this set to 15 volts, that's simulating what I could get if I was to charge this from a cigarette lighter plug. And it was about 83 watts. So now that I've got it set to 45 volts, which is the max input for this unit, let me connect that up and we'll see how many watts we can charge this with. Okay, now that I've pulling 45 watts in, I've gone up to 143 watts. Okay, the reason I'm only getting 143 watts right now is because my battery is almost fully charged. And because of that, it starts to step back the amount of current that it will allow through. So that will continue to go down as I get closer and closer to being fully charged. But I know that this unit does provide up to 550 watts of input power to your unit if you're at the max amount of voltage and current allowed. Alright, another nice feature about this app is you can touch right here and it'll give you the information, how much power is being used, 124 watts. It's pulling 40 volts and 3 amps. So you've got, this app is packed with information, has everything that you need. And I want to show you one more thing here. Let's turn the charging off. And then let's come into the settings and then advanced settings. If you're having any issues with your charging, you've got this adaptive mode here that is by default set to on. Some smart alternators are not going to act normally with this setup, so you have the ability to turn adaptive mode off, and then you should have no problems with the smart alternators. I don't have that issue, so I'm going to leave mine on. But one thing that I want to show you is that how this will stop when I cut power to the vehicle. Okay, this will take a few seconds, but it'll notice that the alternator is no longer in operation and it'll automatically cut off. And you can see that it's cut off, 0 watts, nothing coming in. So even though I still have everything hooked up, the unit is still on. I'm not getting anything through the charger, so it's not going to have a constant draw off of your battery once the alternator goes off, so you don't have to worry about running down your battery. That's an awesome feature. It's one of the nice things about going with a unit like this BLUETTI Charger 1 is it has all of the intelligence built into the unit, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, and I'm just tucking this inside my door jamb trim. fits underneath pretty easily. Alright, now you can't even see it. It's all nice and hidden. But we come back here and we can see that I've got the unit sitting back here. It's pretty much plug and play. It's pretty intuitive how to set it up and run it. The app gives a lot of great information, and it's readily available on the App Store, whether you use iPhone or Samsung. And hey, get one of these, hook it up, and get on the road. I give this a thumbs up.